Debbie Statler, Editor-in-Chief of Provider Magazine, and today I'm here with Mark Schinnerer, CEO of CARC Incorporated. Now, his facility is an intellectual disability and developmentally disabled facility. So tell me, how did you get started in this line of work?
You know, Debbie, it was really almost comical in a sense. I used to work for a nursing facility for 17 years and got to a point where I guess I was ready to do something different. So I left, started an insurance agency, which was totally different.
Yes.
And about 6 weeks after I left, a friend who is one of my current board members called me and said, "Hey, Mark, you know, we're looking for a CEO. You need to apply. I think you're the guy." I was like, I just left that world, and I happened to be in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I went by the state association office and talked to the executive director, and she just broke out laughing and saying, "Welcome back." 15 years later, here I am.
So truly, you must be meant to be in this industry.
I guess so.
So now, the way that your homes work is a little bit different. Tell me about the structure of how CARC is set up.
In New Mexico, it's all about small group homes. And the state years ago went down this road. The state had some facilities that they got rid of and created the small group home model. And we have some of the larger homes in the state that were started back in the 80s, 10-bed homes. Today, you can only do 4 or 5 or 6, depending on the type of disabilities that are in the homes. So in New Mexico, it's all small group homes. So we currently have 12, 11 of those are licensed, one of them is not. And they range from 4, 8, and 10 beds. So it's a different kind of model. Some states still have very large DD facilities, but New Mexico is different.
Interesting. What are some of the challenges of IDDD facilities, or what are some challenges of having small group homes like that?
The current challenge that all providers are facing today is staffing, and you know that very well. Having so many different group homes, to me, makes it a little harder, because if I'm in a large facility and I'm a little lacking on staff, you can go, okay, well, you got to cover it. But when you have separate group homes, it's very difficult. You can't do that. I can't have a shift with nobody in that house. So to me, it makes it a little more difficult, not to take anything away from any other provider. The other thing that's challenging is our individuals are mostly very mobile. So they have jobs. We have vocational work sites in our program, and so every day, Monday through Friday, they go to work. Some of them go to a day program on campus, but then we have some who work on contracts in the community. So we have transportation needs, we have just the needs that they have, because they like to go shopping, they like to go out to eat, they like to go to the movies, because they have very active lives, and that's part of our mission, is to make sure that they are as much a part of the community as you and I would be, and have the same opportunities. They just need supervision.
So how have you solved some of these challenges, or what areas are you seeing some successes in your facilities?
You know, the great thing is we're in a community that, because of our founders and who they are, have really moved our community to accept these individuals. A lot of people don't understand their disabilities, and so they might shun them, they want to turn the other way, but we've been so much a part of the community that we're embraced and welcomed. In fact, we like to participate in the Relay for Life event that goes on. Our community, Carlsbad, has had the largest in the state of New Mexico for years, until COVID hit, and during COVID we couldn't go anywhere for 2 years. 3 weeks ago, we went back to Relay for Life for the first time in 3 years. And it was amazing because they hadn't been in the community. And so what we missed was that part of their life and that part of engaging with them to be a part of the community, sadly because of the fact that they live in what would be called a licensed institution because of all the CMS rules. And it really impacted their lives. And so we've seen that it's necessary that they're part of the community, that they get out and they have these activities and these opportunities to just be a part. And the community just accepts them, and that's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, that's wonderful. But the community really is made up of all of these different people and different needs and abilities, and that's wonderful that there's that acceptance there. So where do you see the future headed? What do you think is going to be the next 5 or 10 years for IDDD?
I think there's going to be a lot of change, and we see that some in New Mexico. 30-some years ago, there was a lawsuit, a class action lawsuit against the state for the way they took care of and treated people with DD. And that created a program, a waiver of the institutional model, which is all community-based. And it's a good program. It has its own limitations. But I see a move for more DD, even in New Mexico, but probably even states that have larger facilities, more of a move to a community-based type setting, which will be radically different for a lot of states and a lot of organizations. But I think because of the abilities that these folks have and the ability to go out and have active lives, it's going to drive that.
Interesting. Well, we will have to keep an eye and see if that happens. Well, thank you, Mark, for spending a few minutes with us.
Sure,
I really
you're welcome.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much.